of someone.
The mist acts like a crown upon the green hill, where the Zambezi flows and the spirit fills. Copper in the veins, emerald in the eye. We hold the wealth that money cannot buy. From the lungs of the Congo to the Sahara heat, the earth is alive beneath our bare feet. They saw the shine, they wanted the prize, but they missed the galaxy hidden in our eyes. They dug for the silver, they dug for the oil. They try to bleed the life from the golden soil. But how do you empty a cup that is endless? How do you break a root that is boundless? We are the tree that bends but never breaks. Africa, Africa, they took the harvest, but we kept the seed. Africa, you are the garden that satisfies every need. They loaded the ships and they sailed away, but the rhythm remained. It decided to stay in the weave of the kente, in the beat of the chest. We are the dynasty, we are the blessed, the rich in the laughter, rich in the rain, standing tall in the sun, standing tall in the pain. We are not victims of a stolen past. We are the first breath and we are the last. Africa, yeah. Mama, 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 Africa, yeah. They took the harvest, but we kept the seed. Mama, 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 Africa, you are the garden that satisfies every need. Look at the skin, black gold. Look at the story never fully told. For every diamond they cut from the stone, we grew a king on a spiritual throne. You cannot loot the soul, you cannot steal the light. We rise in the morning, we shine in the night.
Our national anthem, the Ugandan national anthem, shall have the East African anthem, and we shall have the Uganda anthem. Mr. Pius, are you sharing your screen anywhere? If you're sharing again, please allow me share my screen.
You can share.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That item on our agenda has been successfully completed. Next on our agenda, ladies and gentlemen, I'll call upon my co-moderator, and that is none other than Madame Brenda in Mbabazi, to welcome for us our next speaker on our agenda. Madam Brenda, the floor is yours.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and fellow members of PASH who have managed to join with us virtually. I greet you all. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to this important gathering, which brings different continents from different countries. We have our brothers and sisters from Uganda, we have those from Nigeria, we have those from Sierra Leone, from Ghana, from Mali, Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, and those in India. So I take this pleasure to welcome all of you who have managed to be with us at this very time. I must say your presence today across different time zones, cultures, and experiences reflects a shared commitment to the collaboration, innovation, and progress as far as PASH is concerned, ladies and gentlemen. So wherever you're joining us from, your voice is equally valued and your contribution is vital to the success of this meeting. And therefore, on our agenda, we have also one of our own, Mr. Emmanuel, who is the director of PASH. Mr. Emmanuel, you're highly welcome. We welcome you in this meeting. And I must say, Mr. Emmanuel is a Ugandan social scientist, a PDH research scholar with a global perspective, training in sustainable development goals with specialization in SDG, all 5 gender equality. He holds advanced degrees from the University of Bakatula, Al-Habad University, and the University of Amlit. And also, he worked with the Health System Strengthening Projects of USAID, the Intra-Health Project, he said. He's a University Research Council, and he's recognized for attentive humanitarian listening, understanding, and societal requirements, and delivering tailored gender and social strategies that address societal objectives and so effectively. Welcome you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my singular privilege and honor to say from the Pan-African Science Hub to witness this great day, and let the protocol be observed. I will quickly present the preamble of the Pan-African Science Hub, the journey, and also what encompasses within the Pan-African Science Hub. I will share a few slides. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Young Kid on Block, and that is the Pan-African Science Hub, as we have named it. And the journey of the Pan-African Science Hub will emanate from one of our founder, and I will present to you the founder's biography digest. And that is Mr. Pius, who is a Ugandan microbiologist, a youth leader, science advocate, and the founder of the Pan-African Science Hub, who happens to be a student at RK University in India. He established PASH as a youth-led continental-wide platform to the continent of Africa, in line whereby it encompasses scientists, researchers, students and innovators across the continent and the diaspora. His vision is driven by the belief that Africa is not short of intelligence. Africa is short of platform, and this is the Pan-African platform that we are unveiling today. And he founded the hub to foster collaboration, scientific literacy, mentorship, and homegrown innovation, aiming to reclaim Africa's scientific legacy and promote self-reliance in STEM fields. PASH describes PASH as a movement of scientific dignity, collaboration, and progress, inviting those who believe in science, unity, and Africa's future to join the Pan-African Science Hub. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to this great platform, the Pan-African Science Hub. The structure and the governance which encompasses the vision, the mission, and the objective. What is PASH? Then we shall talk about the vision and the mission of PASH. The Pan-African Science Hub is an African platform that is scientific and institutional, established to unite scientists across Africa and the diaspora, to foster collaboration, promote scientific research, and advances innovation for sustainable development. PASH brings together scientists, disciplinarians across the diaspora and across the ends to come up with solutions that are best that entails with us. Then PASH functions as a network, as a networking platform with research funding and coordination body, knowledge sharing center, and policy influencing organization that advocates for increased investment in science, technology across Africa. The hub will address challenges such as low science output, scientific gain, limited funding, and weak institutional collaboration by creating a unified continental framework for scientific engagement. The vision of PASH. Our vision is to transform Africa into a global hub of scientific research and innovation by empowering African scientists to generate homegrown solutions that address the continental development challenges and reduce dependence on imported knowledge and technology, implying that the local knowledge of Africa has been left behind. So we come in as PASH to empower and elevate the local knowledge that provides homegrown solutions to the challenges and problems that we face. Then the mission. The mission is to unite scientists across Africa and the diaspora through a center of foster collaboration, strengthen research and innovation, to build scientific capacity and advance science-driven socio-economic development across the continent that we call home. Then we shall move to the objectives. What are the objectives? So these objectives will emanate from the research question that we keep asking: why have we formulated PASH? One of the objectives is to unite scientists across Africa and the diaspora to foster collaboration and collective scientific advancement. Second, to promote scientific research across multiple agriculture, technology, and environmental sciences and social sciences. 3, scientific community that connects researchers across the continent in institutions and beyond. Then 4, to create a central platform of networking, collaboration, and knowledge sharing among African scientists. Then it is to support innovative research projects that addresses priority challenges. Along there, we shall see these projects that we have entailed to come up with. Then 6 is to promote capacity building programs for students, early career researchers, and scientists. Then 7, it is to enhance Africa's contribution and visibility in the global scientific space. Then we shall go to the structure of governance of the Pan-African Science Hub. This is a structure that excites each and everyone to an extent that it involves young scientists, dreamers, innovators, careers that leveled to a greatness that we shall record history that there was a Pan-African Science Hub. So the structure comprises of the following, but before we go into the following, the purpose of the governance: to provide scientific leadership and vision for this institution, to ensure accountability, transparency, and ethical conduct at all levels. 3, to coordinate programs and activities across sectors and countries. 4, to safeguard institutional integrity and financial discipline. Then second last, it is to enable effective decision making and implementation. Then lastly, we shall say to support collaboration among scientists, partners, and stakeholders. So the guiding principle of the governance, as I've told you, then the scope of the governance, which comprises of the executive leadership and the advisory bodies, the sectorial and the departmental leadership, the national coordinators and the representative, the program managers and the project leads, the partnership affiliates and the institutional representative. Then this is the core structure that comprises of the Pan-African Science Hub. We have the research and the innovation team, which happens to be the brain of PASH, where innovation, science meets solution to the African challenges and global issues. Then we have the education and the training team, which we call the heart of PASH. Then we have the partnership and the collaboration team, which is the bridge of PASH. Then we have the funding and grants team, which is the lifeblood of PASH. Then we have the technology ICT team, which is the digital backbone. Then we have the legal and the ethics team. These are the guardians in line with ethical research approvals. Then we have the youth and community engagement team, which is called the soul of PASH. Then we have the policy and advocacy team. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, allow me to say it is our sincere pleasure and honor to present to you the preamble of PASH, which has been well elaborated, and further discussions will be encouraged ahead. I want to say thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for giving us or telling us about the preamble of PASH. And I think if you've heard about his information, he has laid the structure and everything that is required, or everything that has called us on today's meeting. And therefore, today's engagement will provide us with a unique opportunity to share or exchange ideas and knowledge as far as PASH is concerned. I'm going to call upon my co-modulator to welcome the next speaker on the agenda. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Isinde Emmanuel, our director and lead partnership and collaboration for such an elaborative preamble about PASH. We are the Pan-African Science Hub. We bear the vision of the Africa of tomorrow. We bear the African patriotism. We bear to uplift the African continent in the world of science and innovation. What a pleasure to have you, Mr. Emmanuel, who has offered to us leadership and guidance. It is such a pleasure to have your experience amidst us. Ladies and gentlemen, before I continue any further, allow me welcome a respected and honored prince of the royal family of Uganda Kingdom, and that is none other than Prince Henry Kayondo, the founder of Henry Hope Foundation. Prince Henry Kayondo, it's such a great pleasure to have you amidst us. You are most welcome. We are the Pan-African Science Hub. We want to thank you for the time we've been with you. You've offered guidance, you've offered leadership. Thank you very much. Next, I will welcome the Association of the African or Ugandan Students in India, that is AUSI. They have joined us. This is an association that carries us in India. AUSI, Association of Ugandan Students in India, it's such a great pleasure to have you. Amidst us, allow me welcome a medical doctor amidst us, and that is none other than Dr. Chiamaka, who is a passion and purpose-driven medical doctor, committed to advanced health care and transforming lives across Africa. Madam Dr. Chiamaka, it is such a pleasure to have you. You're most welcome. We are the Pan-African Science Hub. Ladies and gentlemen, next on our agenda, allow me to introduce to you a lady amidst us, the head of research and innovation and PASH, and research and innovation at Pan-African Science Hub, a biotechnology undergraduate student at the Great Makerere University, Uganda, a passionate researcher in the making with great interest and participation in research formulation and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is none other than Madame Attaché Serena, the head of research and innovation at PASH. Madame Attaché Serena, you're most welcome, and the floor is yours. I open up to you, Madame Serena, you're most welcome. Thank you.
I am so sorry for that. There was an issue with my network, but I hope I am audible now. Good afternoon, everyone. I thank you all for attending this meeting, especially to our esteemed guests, our keynote speakers, my fellow PASH leaders, and our members who have also joined us on this amazing day, where we finally launched PASH. Thank you so much for being here. So in today's meeting, my role as the head of research and innovation is to highlight to you what the brain of PASH is about. So as Mr. Emmanuel had highlighted, PASH is not just another network. It's an institutional home for African scientists, as well as those in diaspora. So we bring you all together in all different fields, that is health, engineering, agriculture, technology, environment, even the social sciences. We bring all of us together into a centralized ecosystem for knowledge generation and application. And how we handle all of this is through the different PASH research units, yes. So let me just share my screen here. A moment. Yes. Okay. So this is my department, and the different units that we have are the cancer biology unit, which is mostly dedicated towards the health, as well as the cardiac unit. These two units are headed by Madame Atuhaire Edwin, who heads the cancer unit, and Mr. Anan Kagwa, who heads the cardiac unit. Then we also have the biotechnology and microbiology unit, headed by Mr. Rubagunya Joshua, and also the biology unit, headed by Mr. Biensi Leo, as well as the agriculture unit, headed by Mr. Tayebwa Jordan, and the physics unit, headed by Madame Abemigisha Ruth, who is also our finance director. Yes. So these different units, they might seem separated, but they handle many projects where each unit comes in to contribute the different things that are needed, especially in our flagship projects. So these flagship projects are meant to address some of the current problems that Africa is facing. So it might be in terms of knowledge generation, that is a challenge that Africa currently is facing, where a lot of we have a low publication output compared to the other continents. And we also have like a challenge of brain drain, where our scientists or our researchers do not necessarily have the support back here at home, so they search for it elsewhere. But as PASH, we want to give this support that they need such that they can stay here and develop the continent along with us. So these flagship projects are meant to handle some of those challenges. And among these is generation of, we have a project where we're going to be delving into how to develop local herbs that people normally use to treat their ailments into medicine that anyone can access. Say if you go into a pharmacy, but this medicine shall be accredited. So it's not something that is necessarily new, but it's meant to also be aware that our young scientists, our future researchers, can gain experience in the field such that they can develop into independent researchers that can contribute to the nation. Then we also have another flagship project, which is meant to tackle community health in terms of the water that we use domestically. So in the water that many African countries, people in many African countries can access, this water is normally contaminated with a lot of heavy metals due to poor purification processes. So this water filter is meant to tackle that, such that we can limit or we can reduce the amount of disease that spreads due to poor water quality. Then again, just to highlight what the brain of PASH mainly handles. So we function as a networking platform, yes, where we since we're bringing together all these different scientists from all different backgrounds, we offer you a platform where you can interact with experts, where you can interact with experienced researchers, but also young researchers who have a lot of brilliant ideas, but they just need some guidance. So as a networking platform, that is what we do. We also, so in that sense, we also act as a knowledge sharing hub when we collectively generate knowledge for solving Africa's challenges. So in that sense, we do that through incubating like projects that can be applied in many African countries, not just, Uganda or Kenya. No, we're doing this for all African countries. Yes. Yes, so through the department as a member, yes, I've highlighted some of the benefits, but to just put it into further perspective, as a young scientist, because our projects, our activities are mainly catered towards the young scientists, because we want to build a generation that is going to be able to carry the torch for Africa's development through science. So we would act as like we would again give you opportunities to take part in projects that would build your research capacity and skills, such that you'll be able to have to carry out your ideas on your own. And in that sense, you become an independent researcher, but you'd also have a community that would support you through that process. Then we also give you exclusive access to a lot of credible scholarship opportunities. There's a lot of information on the internet where you don't know whether is this actually true, is it false, like is this a scam? But through PASH, we will share with you credible scholarship opportunities where you can apply for them and get an opportunity to study and get quality education that you can utilize to think of ideas, but also bring those ideas into applicable innovations that can help challenge and that can help solve Africa's challenges. Yes, so as the research and innovations department, we have been, obviously through our flagship projects, we also wanted to invite the PASH members to come and join, because we have shown you that these projects are meant to build you as researchers, and also to contribute to the development of Africa through these different projects. We would like to invite you to come and join and be a part of this transformative process. But we also want to invite you, in case you have an idea out there, an idea or a proposal, or you want a platform that can support you, we are also here and willing, and we invite you to join us. Tell us about your idea, tell us about your project, and let's see how we can support you through this. So with that, I think I would like to end my presentation. In case of any questions, I believe there will be a Q&A section. So I thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, that is our strong and iron lady, Madam Serena Kisache, the head research and innovation. She's such a hardworking lady. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to mention that Africa is the primordial card of present-day global civilization and humanity, a continent of strong, intelligent, and innovative men and women, a continent that needs just a spark to once again reinstate its position in science and innovation on this planet. This is a continent of the patient, which should never be misconstrued as complacency. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to energize you as we launch the Pan-African Science Hub. Allow me at this moment welcome my co-moderator, Madame Brenda, to take us to the next item on our agenda. Madame Brenda, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ronald, my co-modulator. Thank you so much, Madame Serena, for sharing with us. I think you've heard about the services that PASH provides. You've heard about who should join PASH or who should be part of PASH. And therefore, in case you have any question, I request you to send it in the inbox so that we can read it for the people responsible and they can answer us before we leave or before we finish the meeting. Next on our agenda, we have Dr. Ghosh Sougata, and he's with us here. He's an Indian microbiologist and researcher, currently an associate professor in the Department of Microbiology at Attaché University. He's also a visiting professor at Kestaf University, Thailand. He's highly cited, or he has thousands of citations for the work in nanomedicine, cancer, diabetes, microbial metabolism, biomediation, and related fields. He has been recognized multiple times amongst the world's top 2% scientists, and he has authored numerous papers, books, chapters, and also papers. So Dr. Ghosh, you're welcome, you're highly welcome for your speech.
Am I audible? Can you hear me clearly? Okay. So let me share my slide. can you see the full screen?
Yes.
So, first of all, I would like to congratulate all stakeholders of PASH for this auspicious occasion of launch. And I'm really happy that this materialized and we are witnessing this historic moment. And I thank Mr. Pius for inviting me to talk on this auspicious occasion. I would like to take this opportunity to tell you that I also share something with Africa. My mother tongue is Bengali, and Bengali is one of the honorary language of Sierra Leone. So I have some connection with Africa. Also, where we are present today, from where we are seeing this historic occasion, where Mr. Pius is also there, I am also here. This is Gujarat. Gujarat has a place called Jambur, and Jambur is the only place in India where the Indian citizens have an East African gene. So when you go to those people, they speak Indian language, but they are completely, they look same, they have everything similar to Africa. So that's why Jambur is called mini Africa, although it is all the means everyone who is staying over there, they are all Indian citizens. They speak Indian language, but they have complete the gene pool of East Africa. So maybe Mr. Pius can arrange a tour to Jambur with all the African students who are studying in RK University, and you will be fascinated. You'll feel like you are at home, you are back home. It's just 4 hours from here.
Yes.
So with this, and I would like to give a small talk where I won't take too much time about popularizing science from bench to community. Now, whatever science we are doing, that is limited to our lab, that is limited to our university, but how we can bring it to the community. So that is very important, and PASH can play a very important role in this aspect. So first of all, science is having a lot of adventures. Somehow this is lost. When we have come to our classroom teaching, students just go, they attend lectures, they give exams, and they feel boring about science. So they feel that science is all about lots of concepts, topics, giving exams, and it is very difficult. But we should promote the adventures of science in learning, in imaginations, to make this young mind more innovative. They should be more imaginative, and they should be able to discover, they should be able to explore much newer things that is yet to be given to science. So PASH can play a very important role over here, where they not only educate and bring informations that are available to the internet to the people or the students, but they have much more to do to make or motivate the students to discover new things, to imagine. So group discussions and these small frugal innovations can play a very important role. So what we are doing over here, we are trying to make the students understand that what are the scopes, what they can do after learning biology. Not only microbiology, biotechnology, but as a whole life sciences or biology, how people can do, how people can use them in the community. So these are numerous career aspects that people can do. So if there are any students in Africa who are really willing to know more about biology or microbiology, and then take advanced training on medicine, agriculture, then pathology and different things, so do let them know that we have very good courses over here. They can come and attend these courses. They can do internship in leading hospitals, industries, pharmaceutical companies, and after they go back to Africa, then they can open their own company or other units where they can serve the community. So that is how people can get benefited from our university. So I welcome all students and even faculties for any exchange programs to come and visit RK University to make most out of it. Next is newer experiments. Now Africa, if you know, Africa is a house, a treasure house of different types of animals. Now, lots of hybridization experiments are going on throughout the world. So one of the hybridization experiment, as you can see, is the lion and the tiger, and when they hybridize, they form liger. So people study all these things in textbook, but there are no scope that student can see them in real. But definitely, PASH can motivate the students or make some arrangement so that student can see these things in real. So here you can see a liger. So we only in whole world, if you see, there are few ligers that are remaining. And I am so passionate of science that not only in books, why I should see a liger in books, why not in real life, if it exists. So I think PASH can make a real impact to the students by making these innovative animals means available to them. They can come, they can touch, and they can see what are happening. Similarly, not only this, but for animal husbandry, the cows, the goats, the buffaloes, the chickens, there are a lot of things. We have a very different kind of black breed of chicken that is called Karak. Chickens can be introduced to Africa, and African community get maximum available or nutrient from these black chickens. Even their bones are black, their eggs are black, they have a lot of iron contents, and people suffering from anemia or any other disease, they can get lots of benefits from these black chickens. Similarly, another new innovative thing, we all eat fishes, and this is a fish called tilapia. A person who is getting a burn, 90-degree burn, third-degree burn, or 90% burn, that is third-degree burn, those person, they do not die of these burn wounds. They die of the infections. So now, Brazil has introduced the fish skin as bandages. So they have sterilized these fish skins, and these fish skins are converted to bandages. And these bandages slowly peel off as the newer skin slowly grow up. So these can be a very good protecting things. So small innovations, these are called frugal innovations, and you can make a big difference in the healthcare sectors. So these kind of guidances, we are always there to give you and motivate the new entrepreneur to take up new advantages to make up the healthcare sector or health benefits to the population of Africa. Now, in microbiology, we have a thing called microbial art. So we isolate the bacteria, and then you can see all these plates have so many different types of bacteria with so many different types of pigments. These pigments can be isolated, they can be used as food additives, they can be used as antioxidant, they can be used as anti-cancer compounds for healthcare sectors. At the same time, the Federation of European Microbiological Society, FEMS, every year they celebrate International Microorganism Day and Microbial Art. So people can get this scholarship, and African students can visit Europe to present their ideas, to present these skills. So all those who are doing microbiology over here, I will suggest, I'll urge Mr. Pius to motivate them, motivate the African students so that they take part. And Europe gives full fellowship, full funding, that they will give all money they want for travel, for visa, for accommodation, and for presentation in any European country. So this is one of the most important thing, that people who are carrying their career or they are pursuing their career in microbiology, they can make available, they can make maximum output of this particular fellowship. Applied microbiology, different types of microbes that we are using in day-to-day life, they can apply in environment, textiles, biomedicals, cosmetics, and sensors. Similarly, chemistry students can also make maximum output. So I'll just give you an example. This is called black plum. This is called black plum or blackberry in India. Now, one of my students, she ate this blackberry and her tongue became indigo, or this violet in color. Coincidentally, she ate a lemon and the tongue became yellow in color. So she came up with an idea. Yes, sir, can we use this pigment of this plum as an indicator, since it is changing its color in the low pH? And she was the first person an undergraduate student, just imagine an undergraduate student, she was the first person to create a veg indicator, a vegetable based indicator. Otherwise, we use litmus, we use methyl orange, we use different types of chemical indicators. And Africa and India, we are the worst sufferers of the chemical pollution. So why using chemicals if we have the vegetable indicators? You have so many different types of flowers, you have so many different types of fruits, so you can isolate the pigment and develop some vegetable based indicators so that the student can get maximum benefit of new ideas from these new ideas. Okay? So we can motivate as a members of PASH, we can motivate, and it is our responsibility to motivate, to encourage the young minds to take up new ideas, not only the bookish knowledge, what new we can contribute to science. That is more important. So these are some of the books that I have written, and we are heavily working on the nanobiotechnology, different aspects of nanobiotechnology in medicine, nanobiotechnology in agriculture, nanobiotechnology in different types. So with this, I just end up, and I thank again Mr. Pius for inviting me for today's occasion. And these are the students, see, these are students who are making maximum benefit from the scholarships. She is getting Student Startup Innovation Policy Scholarship. These two students, they just cleared the CSIR and they're getting huge amount of fellowship for doing their research. She just got a fellowship to go to Abu Dhabi and present her research. So we have lots of such kind of fellowships in our university, and those students who are really, really motivated and aspiring to take up their career in life sciences, in biology or different other fields, they are most welcome. We are waiting for you at RK University, India. So let's make up a difference and let the friendship between India and Africa live long. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ghosh, for such great ideas and motivating the youth in such a way, and proving or showing us that it can really be possible for us to engage ourselves and start on all these innovations. Thank you so much. I call upon my co-modulator to call the next speaker.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Ghosh. It is such a pleasure to have you. It was such a pleasure to have you empower us. It was such a pleasure to have you instill motivation in us. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pan-African Science Hub draws its mission from the great African history that shaped the present-day civilization in the field of medicine and surgery, engineering and architecture, mathematics and agriculture to once again unite African science, both home and abroad, with a vision to transform Africa into a global hub for science, for scientific research by fostering empowerment necessary to generate indigenous solutions to the continent's challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, we want with great honor to thank Dr. Ghosh for having inspired us. And at PASH, we seek to awake and empower the African youth in conjunction with African science to re-establish and uphold this great African legacy. Thank you very much, Dr. Ghosh. We hope to catch up with you more and more. We hope to gather knowledge and experience from your side. Thank you. We are very grateful. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you, Mr.
At this juncture, allow me welcome amidst us a respected member of the Buganda royal family and a culture ambassador and youth advocate, the founder of Kayondo Henry Hope Foundation. Prince Henry is a passionate individual dedicated to promoting Buganda culture, heritage, and tradition. She has much more motivation and passion in youth empowerment. Prince Henry Kayondo, amidst us, you're most welcome. We are glad to have you, and the audience is now yours. You are most welcome. Prince Henry, you're most welcome. Mr. CEO, is the Prince Henry still on call? I think we have lost Prince Henry. At this juncture, allow me, we shall once again have Prince Henry with us. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, introduce to you and welcome amidst us an Indian entrepreneur and business leader based in Kampala, a director or CEO of several companies involved in printing, packaging and labeling, IT and metal fabrication. He is a man amidst us who has received the high civilian honor from the Ugandan government, and he had the honor to be awarded the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award from the President of India for his contribution as an overseas Indian. Is in active business and social network, and this is none other than Mr. Rajesh Chaplot. To mention, he is the patron of the Association of Ugandan Students in India. Mr. Rajesh Chaplot, you are most welcome. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ronald, for that great introduction. As the CEO of PASH, Mr. Pius, directors of PASH, all dignitaries present, and all other partners and stakeholders of PASH. Greetings to you all. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate Mr. Pius and all other promoters of PASH for this launch. If I have understood well, PASH itself is a startup project born to support and handheld the upcoming various startup projects around Africa. For any startup project, there is a need of seed capital. And I'm sure promoters have a plan for raising the seed capital for PASH. And thereafter, have a robust plan to achieve the objectives of PASH in a time-bound manner. To me, this project is very ambitious and will need a lot of dedication and organized efforts from the promoters. The main challenge is to bring on board various African governments, financiers, and other established partners, as it is not easy to develop trust among them. PASH need to answer as why stakeholders should join PASH when so many other established organizations exist in the African countries. Hope a pilot project under PASH will be undertaken soon somewhere in one country and will help you all to take this PASH to a new level. The young generation of Africa, I see, have a zeal to bring change until they are students. Mark my words. Let me repeat. The young generation of Africa, I have seen, they have a zeal to bring the change in the country until they are students. But once they become part of the system, they also join the same bandwagon. And this needs to change. You students should not become the same what your old generation people are doing in Africa. You need to bring Africa to the world map. We need young and patriotic African leaders with no inclination towards corruption. Africa needs young leaders who can stop the wealth of Africa being stolen left and right by various countries around the globe. All countries, I would not say all, but a lot of countries around the globe, they are looting Africa. I'm using the very abusive word, looting Africa. Africa is wealthy, but African is poor. You, the young generation, have to answer it. Why? And you are responsible to correct it also. I'm writing a book named Namaste Africa with 12 chapters And very soon it will be launched. And it is going to answer most of such issues of Africa. And I have been helped by many of you students in Aussie. And I thank you for all. In my good understanding, majority of the African students are weak in mathematics. For whatever 25 years of stay in Africa and traveling more than 20 African countries, I found that mathematics is the subject where a general average African is weak. It does not go well with the vision of PASH. Mathematics is an important component of science, and so PASH need to see that this subject weakness among the African student is also well answered. Also getting right internship for African student is another area where PASH has to think about. With these remarks, let me wish you all a great deliberation ahead and congratulations to the PASH and all the team members of PASH. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Rajesh Chaplot, for such an empowering and motivational speech. Science is not only in the laboratories, science is in our lives, science is in our politics, science is on our roads, science lives in our houses. So at AUSI, we stand as pillars of change for the African continent, both politically and science-wise. We stand as pillars of change to policy development. We stand as pillars of hope to the next generation of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, we draw motivation from such experienced individuals like Dr. Ghosh, Mr. Rajesh, and many great men and women amidst us. Ladies and gentlemen, join me with thank in a special way Mr. Rajesh for being frank and open to what the challenges we have to find solutions to. Allow me say Mr. Ghosh and Mr. Namaste and Shukriya for having joined us on this memorable day. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me welcome my co-moderator to introduce to you the next on agenda, and Madam Brenda, you are most welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ronald. Thank you so much, Mr. Rajesh, for the sharing. He has tried to show us the challenges that are there currently, and he has also tried to show us the role we have to play as far as the goals of PASH are to be achieved. And therefore, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Next on program, let's go back to Mr. Prince Henry Kayondo, a member of Uganda Royal Family, Cultural Ambassador and Youth Advocate, the founder of Kayondo Henry Hope Foundation, a respected prince from the Kingdom of Buganda. He's passionately dedicated to preventing and promoting Buganda culture, heritage, and traditions. So, Mr. Prince, you're highly welcome for your speech.
A good evening from that side. It's very, very grateful to be with you. Thank you, Mr. Rajesh, for what you've provided to everyone here. Really, members, I'm very grateful. From the day I heard about this, really, I got happy because of such very important project you came with, and from youths like you. My name is Prince Henry Kayondo. I'm the head of planning committee of the youth in the Royal Family, Loyal Lineage of Buganda Kingdom. I'm the founder of Kayondo Foundation. I'm an executive director of one of the youth health facilities here in Uganda. Basically, I'm passionate about developing or providing bridge for youth empowerment. I personally, I love to provide something, a bridge for the youth for our empowerment. Yeah, about PASH, I've had some meetings with you guys discussing different things, and I committed my support to you. Yeah, PASH Africa, Pan-African Scientist Hub. Mr. Rajesh, most of the things, when civilization came in Uganda, basically our king, our king of Uganda is the one who brought civilization in Uganda when he wrote to the Queen of England to invite those people to come and preach gospel here. But they found Uganda a very civilized kingdom with a king, the king with chiefs. There was a line from the king to his people. Therefore, it found Uganda a very civilized country. Though in that civilization and everything we had, we need to do some modification. Africa is rich with a lot of things. Some people use herbs and get healed. Therefore, we need some modification to change our products into something better. We have scientists in different departments or in different categories. We have those engineers, they're also scientists. We have those ones in like the doctors who always cater for our life, they're also scientists. But we need to come up together to make some development to what we have. At the moment, I'm in Kabaka's Palace in Mengo, but I've attended this call in a certain place where I'm seeing different cultural things which used to be used by our ancestors later. For example, these are wooden plates. They were used by our ancestors to eat food. But you guys are seeing a modification like this. You know, if we are creative as Africans and we can modify our own things, we can get money. Instead of using the melamine plates, the glass plates which come from outside. Also, we can manufacture our own things and export it outside. I see. What else? These are the councils, our clothes, but they stay inside the country. But we always wear clothes outside, from outside, from India, from China. But we need to modify our own things. Members, this program needs you to have a patriotic heart between you, with your country, with Africa, because you know, if you're not together, you can't make it in life. In life, we need each other. Like me here, like as you, the PASH members, you came together to come up with something, the Pan-African Scientist Hub. I'm seeing people from Uganda, Sudan, everywhere. Therefore, members, you have that love for your country, and also
Prince Kayondo, we have lost your network, please. lost your network. Prince Kayondo, if you can hear me. Yes, Madam Brenda, Ocean.
As we are still waiting for the prince, we've lost his network. Sorry about that. Mr. Pius, in the on the platform for messages.
Madam Brenda, please unmute. You're muted. Please unmute.
So, Mr. CEO, I was still saying there is someone who is asking on how they can join PASH. So you'll come here and answer. Probably he's a voice to many who would also love to join. And then another thing, there is someone who has asked that, are you showing any indicators which you use to measure the impact of the programs of PASH? Are there any indicators that you use to measure the impact of your programs of PASH? So you'll come, those are some of the questions that we so far have. And we are going to welcome another speaker on the agenda, and that is none other than but Mr. Balunywa Beka. Mr. Balunywa Beka is a Ugandan diplomat serving as an education attaché or an administrative citizen, an administrative and immigration-related attaché at the Uganda High Commission Embassy in New Delhi, India. He acts as a key liaison for academic partnerships, student opportunities, and educational exchanges between Indian institutions and Uganda, including facilitating discussions on business education, student safety, and skill enhancement. He actively promotes educational and cultural cooperation between Uganda and India. That is Mr. Balunywa Beka. You're most welcome.
Well, sorry for the inconveniences. Due to some inevitable circumstances, Dr. Balunywa is not yet with us. But ladies and gentlemen, I thank all the previous speakers. And allow me to say that history has taught us and demonstrated to us the intelligence engraved within us from antiquity, with reference to the Egyptian and the Kushite pyramids, which demonstrated the earliest great and in-depth understanding of mathematics, architecture, and astronomy on the African continent. So, ladies and gentlemen, we stand to awake ourselves to these legacies. The great capacity and the wisdom of the Banyole people of Uganda, who performed the C-section since antiquity, with expecting mothers using banana wine as the intoxicant, sterilizer and sanitizer, and other rudimentary tools. This is the kind of wisdom that is engraved within us. The craniotomy procedures performed by the Kisi people of Kenya, the circumcision, dental surgery, the procedures by the Nubians. Those are our brothers in Sudan, ladies and gentlemen. These are some of the examples where we need to draw our inspiration so that we uplift and maintain the legacy. So I think the Prince is back with us. I'll give him the mic to finalize his presentation. Prince, you're most welcome once again.
I'm sorry, members. My network. Someone called me directly, and when someone calls you direct, it interferes with the network. But I was trying to conclude. First of all, I'm sorry, members. I'm up and down. Tomorrow is Chiamaka's birthday, and we are receiving many people coming to support, come to check on us, to check on the king. And I'm one of the people in organization, therefore I'm up and down. But basically, they say one word for the wise is enough. I just urge you to be innovative, be creative, and also cooperate together, work as a team, support each other, and let everyone be responsible. Sometimes in occasions like this, they leave all the burden to the organizer or to the head. So they just come for the meetings. But I urge you to work together, be as a team. Me, I'll be supporting you. I'll support you in anything you want. And also today we give some platforms of the kingdom will post about this program that it has happened. And I just want to say that I'm part of members. And also anyway I'll talk about PASH also. Emma, you've already seen my work which I do in the kingdom. Recently I met the Chambogo scientists, the petroleum engineers, and also I told them about PASH. I already submit someone's number to those people so that they can come as a team to be part of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prince Henry Kayondo, for being part of PASH. It has been a long time that we've been in contact with Prince Henry. We appreciate your commitment as at PASH. We appreciate your efforts. We appreciate the platform you've granted to us in as far as publishing PASH is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't continue minus thanking the Association of Ugandan Students in India for having exported the Uganda culture or the Ugandan culture miles away from Uganda through the Indian Ocean up to India on different events. The Association of Ugandan Students in India, we thank you very much. You are with us. We hope for your continued collaboration with PASH. So at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, allow me introduce to you a doctor, a passionate and purpose-driven medical doctor committed to advancing healthcare and transforming lives across Africa. She's committed to contributing to scientific knowledge through research with a clear vision for impact beyond borders. As envisioned by PASH, she is driven to contribute meaningfully to strengthening healthcare system across Africa and beyond. Hence, it is a privilege to have her at PASH. She's a writer and emerging digital marketer with strong interest in teenage development and health education. Ladies and gentlemen, this is none other than but Dr. Chiamaka Obodozie. Dr. Chiamaka, you're most welcome. We welcome you as PASH, and I will give the microphone to you to have a word from you. Dr. Chiamaka, you're most welcome.
Okay. Good day, everyone. It's afternoon from here. I'm talking from Nigeria. So it's a privilege to be on this platform again. I want to thank the leadership Mr. Pius and his team. You are doing a good job. I also want to thank the speakers that have spoken before now. I've really learned a lot of things and they're mind-blowing. So it's a privilege to be here. So I really want to thank you. Please give me a minute, let me settle. Okay, so I want to talk about Africa as a whole. Africa is a continent that I will call it a potential continent. Africa has a lot of possibilities. Things that if we harness well, they can become great assets tomorrow. We have vast natural resources, coal, we have oil, we have there are plenty natural gas, gold. There are plenty, like 40% of the world gold is from Africa, about 90% of platinum from Africa, and then let's say 65% of the world Arab land, like lands you can use for farming and what all those things are from Africa. So, but if you look at it, so far we've been able to achieve so much with all these vast resources we have. Okay, from time immemorial, we had some civilization, but up till now, we're supposed to be maybe major producers, maybe not just exporters, but in recent times, we do more of exports and production. So this is why it is important for us to be in an organization like this, so we can know what we have at our disposal, so that we can use it for our own benefit. So I want to encourage all of us, look around you. I believe in starting from home. Around you, there are things that you can harness. I remember a time, yes, and even solar energy too. We have a lot of sunshine here and we should not allow it to waste. There was a time I was okay, I had a fan that was rechargeable. I could use solar to charge it. So I was so happy. I was like, wow. So I'm maximizing the sun's energy. What other things can I use the sun's energy to maximize? Like maybe electricity. You don't need to bother about light. And you can use it to power your fridge, you can use power your, if you can even get to a point where your industry runs on solar, I mean, you are free from fuel and all those things. But the problem is, these things, why some of them are already here, some are not yet produced, and some of them that are available are quite exorbitant. So they call for us to look inwards and see what we can do about Africa. Okay, so I'll also like to talk about, like, Africa is a young continent. What that means is that majority of African population is made up of young people, and you know that young people are quite inquisitive. Okay, let's say about 40% of African population are 15 years and younger. Then about 60-70% of African population are under the age of 30. So this is also a potential that we can harness. Like, young people are always inquisitive, they want to learn, they want to produce, like they want to know why things are the way they are. One thing that young people are blessed with is inquisitiveness, like they want to know and then they explore, and in the process of exploring and trying to know, they get to produce things and stumble on things. So just like the person that produced penicillin, like he wasn't out to just produce it, so just from all these experiments and he stumbled on something that could help the world. So Africa also has potential of young people. That's a potential that we can harness. So there are actually some young people that have achieved a lot of things. Someone like Jitanjairao, when he was 12, that was when he created a device, carbon nanotubes. Those ones, you use it to detect leaking water from pipes. So that was what he used to produce that. Someone like William from Malawi, when he was 14 years, he built a windmill for his community for electricity. And he built it from scraps, like old metal, tractor parts, all these things we throw around. So you can actually also utilize renewable resources, like maybe some people get plastic bottles, they shape it into something else. So like really, there are so many things that raw materials that we have around that we will harness them so much we can utilize them. Someone like Luis, when he was 15, he developed braille that
blind people use, because he lost his sight at that age, because he didn't allow his disability to pull him down. He was able to utilize it and produce something exciting. So I can go on and on about many people that. Okay, so I can go on and on about many people that are young and still produce things. Someone like Godwin, when he was 19, he launched a club, the STEM Club, and this club is related to science, technology, engineering, mathematics, just to help in education, technology, to help those kind of schools to educate young minds about the importance of having science, technology at our disposal. Okay, just look at it. Before you can develop something, you have to discover a problem. Just like as we've been talking now, I've noticed the problem already. We had network glitches that, okay, so as the speaker could not continue because he had a network glitch. So this is what someone can just decide, okay, this is why this happened. Okay, how can I make it better? When you have that inquisitiveness within you, okay, how can I make this better? So you need to start researching, and as you're researching, you're able to find out something that can be better. Okay, some like here we have Starlinks, they are a company that helps you to make your network better. Like they solve the network problem, for them to subscribe to their company, whatever, is kind of costly too. So it's really out of reach. So but when we have more people into this kind of production, it will help it to be readily affordable to even the common man, and you have the place where you have network, or even in the villages. Somewhere like telemedicine in Africa, you may not be able to thrive well if you don't tackle the issue of network. Because if you want to do a telemedicine where you want to consult people over the phone and they don't have network, you cannot be able to do that. But when we solve that problem, so that we're solving other problems that we didn't even know happened. Like in some villages, they don't have access to healthcare, but had you been things like this were available, readily affordable, then even the common man, even the villagers in our villages can actually access healthcare and will not have the kind of death toll we have in these days and time. So this is why it is important that first of all, know that we are Africans and we have a lot of natural resources, and then maximizing our young mind, our potential, our inquisitiveness, our desire to see things better can make us to produce greater things. People have done it before, can also do it again. So in line with what Godwin did, he had a STEM club. Now we also have in our time the Pan-African Science Hub, headed by Mr. Pius, where we organize mentorship programs, discuss research options, create workshops, science fair, just community projects, bring scholarships to our doorstep, just to bring us together to see if we can achieve this goal of the African man, to be able to get an Africa that is better, an Africa that is maximizing her natural resources. So this is a great step. I must commend this hub for putting these things together. Is a startup organization, and in the days of small beginning, it may look like, are we even getting there? But with time, you see that it will become a global force that can be reckoned with. So as we have members of PASH here, I'll also advise you to get your other people, get them like-minded persons to join. And by the time we rub minds together, we look at problems, try to come up with solutions, we try to even seek help from wherever we can to be able to get things. Before you know it, we are getting the Africa of our dreams. So I would like to close out by saying that being in PASH is a good step towards having an Africa that is developed, towards having an Africa of our dreams, towards having an Africa that is not just wasting natural resources, but actually maximizing them, even for the benefit of its indigents. So as we've come on board, let us put our heads together and see what we can do to make Africa a better society. Thank you for having me.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Chiamaka from Nigeria. All the way we are crossing borders. We are connecting from border to border. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Dr. Chiamaka, for such a motivating and empowering submission. We are glad to have you. We are ready to reposition Africa where it deserves to be positioned. So, I welcome my co-moderator to take us through the next item on our agenda.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chiamaka. Thank you for your speech. We deeply appreciate your powerful message and clarity that you've brought to this discussion. Thank you so much for inspiring us to think bigger and strive or yearn to know more. And thank you so much for your contribution. I can't forget to still recognize, probably there are people who joined us late. I really can't forget to still recognize our brothers and sisters from different countries, from Uganda, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Mali, Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, and those who are in India. We are really happy that you've joined us, and your contributions matter a lot. The message box, the box for the messages is still open for everyone who would want to ask. If you want, you can type a message, or if you don't type a message, we shall just put a short session for your questions to be asked. So next on our agenda, we are going to welcome Mr. Nahabwamkama Pius, and this is the CEO of Pan-African Science Hub. He's the custodian of mission and vision of PASH. He's a student of microbiology at RK University in India. And ladies and gentlemen, allow me to inform you that this is actually the man who is behind the idea of PASH. This is the man, we are here because of his idea, and therefore let's welcome him for his speech and to tell us, and probably the questions that I had already forwarded to him, those who asked, you can keenly pay attention so that you can listen to him. Welcome you, Mr. Nahabwamkama Pius.
Thank you very much, the moderator of today's launch, Madam Brenda, with your co-host, Mr. Ronald Sachikubo. Also, I want to thank the guests of today, Mr. Rajesh and Dr. Ghosh, for Mr. Rajesh, Dr. Ghosh, and Dr. Chiamaka for coming and sitting with us, the youths of Africa, sharing us with your knowledge, experience, and even giving us your insights on the initiative that is being launched today. We take it, we don't take it for granted, and we are very committed, and we promise that we will push this thing forward to make sure that we become successful as Africa roots in science and technology as per now. So without wasting of time, I want to have a simple presentation that is going to be very, very small. Hopefully my screen is visible. So I'm Nahabwamkama Pius, the founder of Pan-African Science Hub, and the CEO of the Pan-African Science Hub. To give a simple information, when we started this youth-led initiative, many doubted whether the platform is and whether the platform purely dedicated to science, research, innovation, and scientific literacy could truly make a difference in Africa. Africa has over 1.4 billion people and extraordinary intellectual talent, yet we contribute less than 2% of global research output. We knew the problem was not lack of intelligence, it was lack of platforms for connection, collaboration, and growth. And that's why PASH Open African Science Hub was born. From its humble beginnings, under the visionary leadership of I and the great team that is behind me, PASH has grown into a vibrant continental movement, and we have united young scientists, early career researchists, students, and mentors from across Africa and the global African diaspora. We have created a home where passionate minds can connect, share, collaborate on real solutions, and push the boundaries of science and technology. Looking how far we came from, to the PASH success lies the PASH Learning Hub, our dynamic youth-centered ecosystem designed to democratize high-quality science education, practical skills, and real-world innovation. In recent months, the Learning Hub has delivered outstanding impact through impactful sessions like the glass ceiling effect, breaking barriers of women in research. In frontier science explorations, we had the use of Drosophila in cancer research with the harmed bone mass, and we also had another frontier science in a session that was called Designing Nanomedicine from Nature, which was led by Mr. Dr. Ghosh.
Is pursuing science diploma in science technology biology, Chiamaka University, Uganda, and would like to know how to join PASH. I'll call upon Mr. Emmanuel, our director and head of collaboration and partnership, to offer clarity to Mr. Samuel. Mr. Emmanuel.
All right, thank you so much, the moderator for the day. It is a laissez-faire, implying that it's a free entry. At the same time, there is a free exit. Why am I saying so? It varies on your ambition, your character, at the same time, your resilience. In Pan-African Science Hub, space is open for any other person who is passionate in science and innovation to fully become active in the following activities that we host: education and community outreach, research and innovation, areas related to webinar class attendances, conferences and workshops. So for you to become a member, you will have to register your name, your full bio details to the registry's office. They will evaluate the data clearly. At the same time, they will ask you a few questions that are responsible to you as an individual. Then we shall vet you. Then after vetting you, we shall affirm you to be a member of Pan-African Science Hub with the following. That is the Pan-African Science Hub ID, plus even the certificate as a member. From there, you fully become a member of Pan-African Science Hub, and you will start receiving news trees and other detailed information about the program and other issues of engagement and collaboration. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel, for that clarity. Hope we are now ready to go with Mr. Samuel Naluwalilo. You're most welcome to PASH. At this moment, I'll give back the mic to Mr. CEO to continue with his presentation.
Sorry, I had lost you due to some internet connection, but good enough, I'm back as Swift. So, looking at how far PASH has come from, hopefully my screen is visible. So looking at the heart of PASH, or the heart of success, that is our learning hub, where we have dynamic and youth-centered ecosystem designed to democratize high-quality science education, practical skills, and world-class innovation. In recent months, we have been having impactful, outstanding sessions whereby we had the grass seeding effect, breaking the barriers of women in research, use of Drosophila in cancer research with harmed bird mass, and designing nanomedicine from nature with Dr. Ghosh. And in the practical skill building workshops, we had the journey of publication, and in that we had the 4-week qualitative research training, and the sessions that were involved in responsible and ethical use of AI in research. So, continuing on this, we have expanded beyond this. We have expanded our learning hub beyond this virtual learning to outreaches in universities and several institutions across countries, inspiring students to join the scientific revolution and actively participate in PASH programs. Looking ahead, we have got strategic partnerships launching in May, and we have secured some of the partnerships, and of which these include Intercity Dairy Farm, the Science Teaching and Innovations Africa, River Flow International, and Chiamaka Advocacy for Ecosystem Restoration. Together, these entities will enable us combine research, education, innovation, and practical ecosystem in a restoration for scientific expanse to the global Africa. Dear friends, the successful journey of PASH proves one powerful truth. When young Africans from Tanzania, Nigeria, from Rwanda to Sierra Leone, from Kenya to Ghana, and Burundi come together with purpose and unity, we are truly unstoppable. We are no longer waiting for the change, we are creating it, and we are building a movement where African youth can lead in research, publication, innovation, and sustainable development. To every student here, and young science researchers here today, no matter which of countries, the 54 countries you call home, this is your platform, this is your movement. Join the Pan-African Science Movement. Attend the webinars, dive deep into PASH Learning Hub courses, participate in university outreaches, get involved in our agriculture and ecosystem projects. The future of African science is bright, and it is being shaped right now through the Pan-African science movement. Let us continue to run together, partner boldly across borders, and innovate without limits. I want to thank the guest speakers and the university partners, dedicated members of collaborations, and together, as we are breaking the barriers together, we are restoring ecosystems, and together we are building Africa we deserve. Before conclusion, I want to show you some brief history of Africa. Is my screen still visible? Someone say yes.
Yes, it is visible, Mr. Pius.
So people have been asking us, why are you bringing this? Why are you bringing this? Before everything started, I want to say Africa stood tall before colonization, before what? But when colonization came, things fell down, and the history that we carry is like this. Within our history, we are not taught that Africa was the father of mathematics through the Egyptian leaders, and like the Al-Jazel in the 20th century. He brought the polymers. Most of you know it. In astronomy, people who know the Dangoni tribe in Egypt, in Egypt, these people, they knew about the Ceres B star in the constellation. It's of recent that this solar system has been recovered by the Western people. But before the current technology came, our ancestors knew this science, knew that the Ceres B was there. When we go to metallurgical tools, our people knew how to shape metals, knew how to make weapons, knew how to design metals knew how to design tools from metals. We had the architecture, people who know the pyramids of Egypt. This is the great anomaly in the architecture and engineering of the world. Up to now, people have never figured out how the pyramids were made, but this was out of the African intelligence. So when we go to the drug treatments, if you go to vaccinology, these are things that started in Egypt. But when people came, and the Europeans, things shattered. So it is this history that we are trying to claim back as Africans. It is the history that we are trying to call back as Africa, to call our young youths, to show them that you people, this is the Africa that was covered down, and this is the Africa that we should reawake, and this is the Africa where the reawakening is going to be led by young scientists that are passionate and having the Pan-African heart in them to lead. So with those few words, I want to show you my leaders, some of the leaders I have, the leadership team. People who have been looking for the leadership team have been asking which team is behind you. The success of PASH is not led by me alone, but it is led by a group of members and the scientists who are willing to join and lead us in the establishment of the PASH Pan-African Science Group and the activities of PASH. So this is our leaders. Nabram Kamapayas, Kubo, Mr. Ronald, the directors, head of research, finance team. And I want to say that the leadership of PASH is composed of 46 leaders, young, energetic, who have been working tirelessly day and night to make sure that this day becomes successful and PASH secures its position in establishment of science right now. And The products right now, we have been making products in PASH, and they are having t-shirts, PASH caps, magazines, calendars, and bags. And these products are already in making, and they will be circulating in our stores and even in the market of the African shops, and here in India, those who will be in need of them. The team will be ready to share with you these products. So with those many words, I want to thank everyone, the leadership. I want to thank the members. I want to thank the guests who have come out, who have said, let's put in our time and come to share with us this good launch. So without wasting much time has been wasted, I'm going to call up Mr. Rajesh Chaprot, who is going to say final launch up words of PASH as we close off this event. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Rajesh, you can come and say final wordings as we launch off our platform. Today, you're launching us.
No. First, I would like to congratulate you for your vision. You are a visionary person.
Thank you.
And I pray, and not only I wish, I'm sure you will achieve your goal. And this day today, we will remember when you will be reaching to some newer heights in next few years. So I congratulate you. I wish you all the best for this launch, and I'm very happy and proud to be associated with you, and I will always be there to support you in whatever way, whichever way I can.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
It's my pleasure. So as we are going to conclude, I would like to call Mr. Emmanuel Isinde to usher us in the concluding item, which will be the launch of counting of PASH. Thank you.
Let the protocol be observed. I strongly believe that Mr. CEO, Mr. Rajesh, has said it all with clarity. What I would love to bring to your attention is the apologies from Dr. Baker Balunywa, who has not been able to be with us. He received an urgent official call that needed quick coordination and attention. Quick coordination and attention, and up to now that call is still holding him. He sends his sincere greetings and apologies, and he has promised in case of any engagement, partnership, and collaboration, let us feel free to approach his office. Other than that, I congratulate each and every member of Pan-African Science Hub. Asante.
So,
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you, Mr. Pius, protocol observed. Thank you, our beloved guests. Now we have one question in our chat box. I will call upon Madam Brenda to handle that on our session.
Thank you so much, all the previous speakers, Mr. CEO, Mr. Rajesh, Mr. Emmanuel, and everyone. Madam Seren, I hope you're there. I'm forwarding this question to you. So this says, hi everyone. I'm Abdul Wahab Akim from Muni University, Uganda. His question is, what strategies has PASH put in place to ensure effective utilization of available research resources in young African universities that have underutilized research resources to expand research deep-rooted? What strategies has PASH put in place to ensure effective utilization of available research resources in young African universities that have underutilized research resources to expand research deep-rooted? Madam Serena, that question has been forwarded to you. You can answer.
Yes. First of all, before I answer that question, I'd like to congratulate each and every one of us, PASH members, for witnessing this momentous day and for being here. So to answer Mr. Abdul's question, I would say that PASH as an organization has put in place several concrete strategies, I would like to say, to ensure that we effectively utilize these underutilized resources in young African universities. How? So one of these strategies is actually the cross-border knowledge exchange, which I believe is one of our core pillars of as PASH. So as connect the young scientists, we're also connecting the universities of which that they are part of, established research institutions, as well as like the experts that we are also connecting as like the universities too as well. So when we connect, we are also able to share resources. These resources can be knowledge, but it can also be like, say, accesses to labs that might be restricted. For example, one of the projects that we are going to carry out, the one of developing accredited medicine from these local hubs that we use, we are utilizing one of the labs at Makerere University, which is most of the time underutilized. So in that sense, I would like to say that by allowing cross-border knowledge exchange, we are also utilizing these underutilized resources. Then we are also through the flagship projects that we currently have, and also through the future projects that our PASH members shall bring along the way, instead of like investing in like these large down like projects, you realize that these projects are small, but they are supposed to help the scientists, but also like they're supposed to help the scientists, the young scientists, but they're also supposed to like enable them to utilize these resources at those universities, because since they are small, they wouldn't really require a lot, but they would just require access to, say, underused labs, field sites. So by allowing us to utilize those resources in terms of labs, then we'll also, through these different projects, these I would like to say small projects, then we are also able to utilize those facilities that are underutilized at those universities. Then I think we can, I think that is how best I can answer that question, and hopefully I have been able to answer properly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Serena, for answering the question. And I hope the one who asked it has received the answer. Then, next I'm going to call for someone who's going to give us the vote of thanks. And that is none other than Mr. Deus Sebwami. You're welcome for a vote of thanks.
Am I audible? All right. So I take this singular honor to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to give a vote of thanks. Distinguished guests, esteemed diplomats, honored leaders, partners, ladies and gentlemen, a good evening. Sebwami Deus is my name, and I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in pharmacy at Rajkot University, India. So, ladies and gentlemen, if there is something today has made undeniably clear, it is this. We have not merely witnessed the launch of an institution, we have witnessed the ignition of a vision. A vision that dares to ask more of Africa, a vision that dares to believe more in Africa, and most importantly, a vision that dares to build for Africa. So instead of praying with humility and heartful of gratitude that I'm before you to deliver this vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me first to recognize and profoundly appreciate our distinguished diplomat representatives. Your presence here today is not symbolic. It is powerful. It tells a story of unity beyond borders, of shared purpose beyond the policy, and belief in the transformative power of science and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, in a world often divided, your presence reminds us that collaboration remains our grateful strength. To our esteemed guests, leaders of thought, builders of institutions, and drivers of change, your presence has elevated this occasion. You did not just attend, you affirmed that what has been launched today matters, that it is timely and it is necessary. To our speakers, your words didn't simply inform us, they stirred something deeper. You reminded us that science is not confined to laboratories, but lives in solutions, in the communities, and the everyday realities of our people. You challenged us not just to think, but to think boldly, not just to act, but to act purposefully. To the organizing team, permit me to say, this excellence is never an accident. What we have experienced today, the precision, the coordination, the atmosphere, has been the result of intentional effort, sleepless nights, and unwavering commitment. You have not just organized an event, you have delivered experience worthy of the vision we celebrate. To our partners and supporters, thank you for believing in something that is still growing, still evolving, yet deeply promising. It takes foresight to invest in potential and courage, to stand behind vision. Today, we honor you for both. And for everyone present here, and those who joined us from the different parts of the world, like Dr. Chiamaka. Your presence is a reminder that this journey is shared, that this dream belongs to us all. Ladies and gentlemen, as we stand at this moment, it is important to understand that today is not a conclusion. It is a calling to rethink how we approach knowledge, a calling to reimagine how we solve our challenges, a calling to rise collectively into a future where Africa is not just a participant in global science, but a leader in it. The Pan-African Science Hub is not just a place, it is a promise that ideas born on this continent will find space to grow, a promise that young minds will be nurtured, empowered, and unleashed, a promise that science will serve not just progress, but purpose. As I conclude, allow me to leave us with this thought. The true success of today will not just be measured by how well this event was conducted, but by what we choose to do after we leave. May we carry this spirit forward. May we turn this spirit into action, and may we remain committed to building together the Africa we envision. On behalf of the Pan-African Science Hub, I extend our deepest and most heartfelt gratitude to each one of you. Thank you for showing up, thank you for believing, and thank you for being part of his history. A good evening once again, and may we continue to rise together. I remain Sebwami Daus, coordinator of the Diaspora Unit under the Youth Education Mobilization Sector, Pan-African Science Hub. Attaché.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deus Sebwami, for the vote of thanks, for appreciating our speakers. And on that note, I would like to call my co-modulator to tell us what's next on the agenda. We are yet to conclude, so some little patience to end this. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Deus, for such a well-elaborated vote of thanks. I want to thank you all for your patience, those who are still with us. At this moment, I would request each and every one of us, let's have our cameras on. Leaders of PASH and able PASH members, let's have our cameras on for a memorable photo that will be put in our gallery on this day. So let's have our cameras on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a photo of remembrance on this day. Let us have our cameras on. Are we ready? Somebody give me a thumbs up. We have all our cameras on, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the photo session is done. We've taken that picture. Thank you very much, each and everyone. So at this moment, I will welcome the CEO to give us the closing remarks, and finally we shall have Madam Brenda offering us a closing prayer. Mr. CEO, you're most welcome.
Thank you very much, today's moderators, members, the leaders who have toiled day and night to make sure that this day happens and becomes a successful one. To the attendees, it is really great to see you coming here. Then to Mr. Rajesh, today's guest, Dr. Ghosh and Madam Chiamaka. Your showing up has inspired the light within us, and it has pushed us to keep pushing forward regarding the fight for African science revolution. And we as the Pan-African Science Hub, we want to ensure you and we want to promise you that within the few days or few years to come, PASH will be on the forefront of African science and African excellence. We no longer want to sit here seeing others going to the moon. Like the president tells us, as the president has been telling us, we no longer want to sit here, we want to continue as we push forward. So in those few words, I would like to have a countdown of 1 to 3 as we launch PASH. Then after that countdown, the madam who is going to give us a prayer will wrap up the thing. And the countdown is going to be led by Madam Rineta Cheng. You're going to come and give us a countdown as we launch our platform to the world. Thank you.
Yes, so we are going to have a countdown I think we're going to just have to spell the word PASH by the last letter H. We shall launch. So let's start. P A S H PASH.
Thank you very much, Madam Lynette. And indeed, history has been made, and indeed, history has been recorded. I thank you. I'm going to wrap up this, and I would send my sincere gratitude to Mr. Rajesh, as he has been network yanje against So I would like to send my sincere appreciation to Mr. Rajesh Chaprot, as he has been with us from the start. Me and Chaprot have been in talks for a long time. I've been meeting him, guiding me here and there. I really appreciate, and also I want to appreciate Madam Chiamaka, as we have been in interactions, requesting here, calling you for the webinars, and you really show up. It's my pleasure, Madam Chiamaka. And also I want to thank Dr. Ghosh, who has been on our forefront of the research team. He has been making our research reviews, looking through our papers, and even telling us on insights, giving us his insights on our research proposals and research fields. I really appreciate. And I want to thank PASH members, those who have streamed, those who are watching from Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and India, Uganda.
As Mr. Pass joins once again, let's have a word from Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, you can unmute and in 1 minute say a word.
Okay, kindly, it is still a reminder to the CEO and the entire team of PASH to be shared with him, and he requires the team to do the necessary follow-up. So let's take it with commitment and resilience. I thank you all.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. I think we still don't have Mr. CEO with us. Mr. Pius, let's give him 5 seconds. Let's see if we can join again so that he can conclude his presentation.
Yes, sorry for that. I'm having some code. Someone is coding, and fortunately I'm disconnecting off. But as this launch, it has marked our works, and we promise our research teams are going to move from here. They are going to cascade the activities, those in outreach, those in research, and those in partnerships. As I said earlier, in May we have more than 3 partnerships approaching. So we have to cascade our activities as the launch has been done. Now the sky is no longer our limit, as Madame Allen usually tells us from a good background. Thank you. With those words, I want to say thank you very much. Great.
Yes, Madam Brenda, may you please come in?
Thank you so much, Mr. Pius. Finally, we are done with our meeting. We are really thankful for everyone who has been with us, the participants. To our honored guests, we are truly grateful for your presence and support. Your participation has added great value and significance to us, or to our thinking. So we are very, very much privileged. And then I would like to strongly appreciate the organizing team who have made sure that this has come to a success. Thank you so much, wherever you are, right out from Mr. CEO. Thank you so much for the efforts together with the team. And then for today's discussion or today's meeting, I hope it has really reinforced the importance of collaboration, knowledge sharing, and collective effort as we move forward. So let us carry the insights, ideas, and inspiration gained here into our work and continue striving for excellence. You've heard someone was asking about the results of this, and therefore something has been started, so it must be accomplished. Something has started with aims, we must accomplish the aims. Thank you so much for your time. We really can't pay for your time. We are really grateful. Your presence has provided valuable contributions. We wish you all the best, and let's keep in touch, like I had said, to accomplish what we have started together with of our leaders, headed by the CEO. With great gratitude, I thank you. May we humble ourselves for the prayer. Heavenly Father, we are so grateful, with grateful hearts, full of gratitude for this successful meeting. Thank you for bringing us together both in person and virtually, and for guiding our meeting with wisdom clarity, and purpose. We are so grateful for the knowledge shared, the ideas exchanged, and the inspiration we have received from each speaker and from the participants as well. We pray that may the insights gained here bear the fruit in our work and in communication and in communities as we serve. Lord, we ask you to bless us and bless our distinguished guests, to grant them more knowledge and intelligence. We bless the speakers, the organizers, the participants. May you please reward their efforts, which we cannot do. May you strengthen them in their endeavors and continue to grant them wisdom and understanding. As we leave this meeting, we pray that you guide us. We pray that you lead us. We pray for a spirit of collaboration, unity, and excellency. May it remain within us as we move forward. And may we be full of commitment. May we commit all that we've learned into your hands. And may you guide us. You lead us into positivity and positive impacts as well, so that we can have meaningful change, so that we can have effectiveness of the goals of PASH. We have managed to pray through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, our beloved guests. Thank you, PASH members. Thank you, PASH leaders. Thank you, everyone who saw this event come out a success at this moment. And I take this opportunity to call off this meeting. And ladies and gentlemen, we have launched PASH. Now it is all about us to say that we obtain the objectives and goals of PASH. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Have a good night. See you. Let us continue having our brains active. Thank you.
Drum beat speaks where words can't go. Whisper of roots the rivers know. Under the sky where the wild winds blow, we rise, we rise. Mountains hung with ancient tales, dusty trails where courage prevails. Through the storms the spirit sail alive, alive. Oh, Africa, heart of fire, born anew from the ashes. Oh, Africa, pride untamed, sing your name, sing your name. Shifting sand, every soul a thread in the hand of time. Baobab shadows stretch so wide, underneath the stars we confide. The ancestors walk